Right, let's follow the woodland path. Right, we're at Allestree Park today, just north of Derby. It's only a 15-minute drive from where I live. I've never been here before, so I thought we'd come and have a look. Now, the park's about 319 acres. It's the biggest public green space in Derby area. And I remember reading somewhere it's a community rewilding project. It's in partnership with, I think, Derbyshire Wildlife Trust, County Council and Derby University. And I think they said it's the largest urban rewilding project in England, or in the UK. A community rewilding project, I think it involves local people working together to restore and preserve natural habitats, sort of by reviving nature and increasing biodiversity. I think the idea is to involve local communities to take direct action in improving their environment. Oh, look, a lot of young oaks. I don't know if there's deer on this park, I'll have to find out. The fella was sitting in the bloody house. Look at that. That's a big old beach. Get the autumn colours. Oh, sun's just come through. It's raining a minute ago. Apparently some of the grassy areas, even bits of the woodland, have got wavy patterns in the ground. And this is caused by a ridging furrow, which is how they formed and ploughed the land way back in the Middle Ages. I think this type of farming stopped in the mid-1700s, which was when the land was taken by the Enclosure Act. Well, it's good to see Ozzy's recovering, bobbing around like an idiot now. We had him at PDSA twice, really ill. We didn't know what it was, they couldn't find anything. Scans, x-rays, blood tests. We assumed it was muscular. But he doesn't run around like a bloody knobhead. But he seems fully recovered now. Just have to try and calm him down a little bit. For a 10-month-old pup, it's not easy. Like that. Something not right, Ozzy. Now, I mentioned the Enclosure Act. Try and explain it. It was a series of parliamentary acts from the 18th, 19th centuries that privatised common land. Very much like the government's privatised everything today so they can make some profit. Yeah, replace the open field system, a privately owned agricultural landscape. It's said to have led to increased agricultural efficiency and productivity, but caused a lot of social disruption by displacing rural populations and that. They had to move to the cities, which they're trying to do again, aren't they? Want everybody in the smart cities. Well, this contributed to more overcrowding and poverty. The fucking elites again. I hate autumn when I set the clocks back, puts my whole system out. But when you come out into the wilds, you can appreciate it more. Having a quick look, the park covers quite a mixture of mature native trees like elms, English oaks, the beeches as we've seen already, and a few introduced species like the redwoods, cedar of Lebanon. They seem to be creating quite a biodiverse ecosystem here. Oh, look at this, nature. Nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. Trees are contorted and bent in weird ways and still look beautiful. Right, we're off the beaten path, aren't we, lads? As usual. This for fishing or boating. Don't go off the end, Ollie. Oh, this is the lake I was on about. I think it's 7.5 acres. I did look at the fishing, and it's mixed fishery. It's got some specimen carp on it. Seen some on the site, massive. You know, tench, bream, pike. Of course, you got the rudd and the roach. And it was first stocked around 1919 with carp by Colonel Herbert Johnson, wasn't it? I think. When Derby City Council bought the park and the hall around 1946-48, they built this golf course that's surrounding it. I don't know if it's still in use or not. But you can tell it's a golf course.
Female.
There we are, Allestree Hall. It's a large house built in the 1800s. And it was on a heritage at risk register, but I don't know if it still is. Which is supposed to help protect important buildings that might be falling apart. Yeah, it's a 3-storey house. It's got a grand entrance with columns, as you'll see in a sec. Originally, I think it was the Mundy family who owned the land where the hall stands, and that was about 1516 until 1781. And then, I think 1795, back Thornhill bought the land and tore down the old house that was already here. And he hired a famous architect to design the Allestree Hall as we see today.
Like stables and stuff.
Right, William Evans lived at Allestree Hall for a long time, from 1824 until he passed away. And he became a politician and was close friends with William Wilberforce. And he joined him in the important fight to end slavery. And both were key members of the Anti-Slavery Society from 1823 to 1838. And the next owner was William Gisborne, who moved to New Zealand when he was 22. An important job with the government. And he inherited the hall in 1892 and moved back when he was 67-year-old. Then we have Colonel Herbert Johnson, and he bought the hall in 1913. This is a chap who stocked the pond. Just afterwards, World War I began, and he joined the armed forces and became a colonel. But tragically, in 1923, while he was at the park, he was struck by lightning during a bad thunderstorm and died while he was working on the park. Then around 1928, the hall was sold off to a company who divided up some of the land and sold it off in 1936 for a housing estate. And Derby City Council bought Allestree Hall around 1946. Then just afterwards they built the golf course. I also read in the 1970s there was a plan to tear down the hall. It was added to the English Heritage at Risk Register in 2010. And I think they're looking for a new owner for it now and turn it into like a wedding venue.